but really, I love a UK hash brown and I want the world to know. And the final thing. Hey guys, welcome back to the Girl Gone London channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaylin. I'm a dual UK and American citizen, and today I'm talking about more things I love about the UK. Okay, so in this video, we're going to start off by addressing the fact that I'm wearing a baseball hat, which I was in my last video. And you may wonder, why are you wearing a baseball hat indoors? It's not even particularly sunny outside today. It was a couple hours ago, but not anymore. And there's no real reason. I just enjoy wearing a hat, and I think I should wear more of them. And what better place to wear more of them than in my YouTube videos? So maybe I'll become the hat person on YouTube. I'm not sure. Okay, so actually in today's video, I'm talking about more things I love about the UK. You guys loved my video before on all the things that this American dual citizen, UK dual citizen, living in the UK loves about the UK. So I thought I would make another list, and let's get into it. First things first, I love a daffodil in the springtime. Growing up in Florida, it's pretty much the same year round. Everything looks the same, except after a hurricane, when it all just looks fallen over onto the ground. Here in the UK, obviously we have seasons, which can be very nice, but particularly in the spring, the daffodils are so pretty. I love seeing them around. I love that it means that spring is here. I love that they sell them in the grocery stores and you buy it and you bring it home and you put it on a vase on your table. I love UK daffodils. The next thing I love about the UK is the different types of birds that I've been seeing, and that brings me to the fact that this video is brought to you by Skillshare. Hang around because there is a really interesting class on Skillshare I've been taking that I think is going to help my British audience if, like me, maybe you're not completely up on your bird watching skills. So here in the UK, there are so many different birds that I was not used to seeing. Literally, I've lived here for 10 years, and to this day, yesterday I saw a bird outside my window that I have never seen here before. Skillshare is this online community filled with people who want to learn new things, kind of discover things that you might be interested in, or really hone your skills on something that you've maybe had a taste of. And I've been taking this British bird watching class by Mark Shorter. It is specifically for bird watching in the UK. So if you're visiting the UK or if you're based in the UK, this course walks you through all of the main types of birds that you might see mostly in your garden. So it's kind of like a backyard or back garden bird watching class. And he goes into what they like in terms of their bird houses or bird boxes, how you can spot them, the different types of year that they're around. And I've just found this really fascinating to be able to look out into my backyard and now being able to actually identify what I'm seeing. Now, I do have an offer for you. If you want to check out what I'm talking about with the British bird watching class or see what other classes you might be interested in taking, the first 1,000 people to use the code in my description box below or use the code Girl Gone London will get a 1 month's free trial of Skillshare. 1 month for free. You can go in, see what I'm talking about, see what classes are offered, and we can have a bird watching session on the next video. You can tell me what you've seen in your backyard and I'll tell you which ones I've been able to spot. Okay, the next thing I love is a location, and I'm not sure if I talked about this in my other video, so if I did, apologies, but I love the coast of Wales. So I've experienced a lot of UK coastline because I am a beach person. I do like seeing the sea, and Wales just, I love it. I love the coast of Wales, Aberystwyth, Conwy. I think I did mention Conwy in my other video because I couldn't remember how to pronounce it, but I can pronounce Aberystwyth, which I think is impressive. All of those coastal areas in Wales, beautiful, so pretty. I love going there on holiday. I love anytime we get to drive by. We went on a specific tour of North Wales and the coast of Wales a couple of years ago, which I would highly recommend to anyone who's in the UK who just wants to get out and about. A lot of times people think, oh, tours are for tourists, hence the tour in the name. But if you go with a company that does like weekend breaks in the UK, just go as a UK resident and experience something that you haven't seen before. Yes, you can drive yourself, but it's kind of more of an experience, an atmosphere. So that was what developed my love of the coast of Wales, and now I really enjoy going back. The next thing on my list that I love about the UK is the cost of food. Now, I know the cost of food is going up, and we do have a cost of living crisis in the UK, so I'm not taking away from that, but in comparison to where I'm from, the US, the cost of food here is still much cheaper, and so I do enjoy that about the UK. Going to the grocery store and having bread be under a pound, or sometimes you can get it for like 50p or 70p. Often in the US, even in non-trying times, it's going to be a lot more expensive. This is the same pretty much across the board when it comes to food in a supermarket. Food in a supermarket in the UK, in comparison to what I'm used to, is definitely cheaper. So that is something that I really enjoy and have enjoyed since I moved here about life in the UK. The next thing that I love about the UK, and again, I know this is going to have different reception based on whether you're a UK citizen or American or whatever, because I know in the UK, let me just get on to what I like. I like the lower cost of higher education. And I know that has been a problem in the UK for UK residents who feel that the cost of UK education has been getting increasingly expensive for them, and that is not okay in their books. Comparatively, is that a word? Comparatively, when you compare the UK, maybe I should have paid more for higher education based on my ability to present these YouTube videos. Compared to the US, higher education in the UK is a lot less expensive. So there are universities in the US, it's very, very common for a one year to be $50,000, if not more. Times that by 4, because we go for 4 years in the US as opposed to 3 years in the UK. And you are looking at extortionate higher education costs. So again, if we're looking at this from a UK lens, then we can say higher education in the UK has gotten more expensive, and perhaps that's a problem that needs to be addressed within the UK. When you compare it directly to the US, which is what my videos are about, then I would say the cost of higher education in the UK is something I like compared to the cost of higher education in the US. We're gonna get more lighthearted now, and I will say the next thing on my list is that I love the UK countryside. America does have countryside, and it does have rural areas, but I would say that the UK does countryside the best out of most countries I've been to. It's the rolling fields. It's the manors, looking out over onto all of the beautiful rolling land. It's not always rolling, but it's often rolling in the UK. I just love the UK countryside, and I think it's really beautiful. I love going on weekend trips or even week-long trips to the countryside. I live in an area that isn't far from countryside walks. It's really peaceful, it's really relaxing, and I think aesthetically, it is definitely one of the best things about the UK, and definitely something that I love about the UK that doesn't necessarily translate to America. America has a very varied landscape and lots of different types of rural areas and countryside, but there's something about the UK countryside that I really, really love. Now, the next thing has to do with food again, but it's a very, very, very specific thing. I'm not going to say profiteroles, I'm not going to say bangers and mash, I'm not going to say fish and chips. All those things are great, but you know what pops into my head? There's a watermelon flavored, I would call it popsicle, you would call it ice lolly, by a company that is it called Roundtrees? I think that's probably how you say it. It's not a brand I was familiar with before moving to the UK, but they have these watermelon ice pop things, and they are amazing. I love them so much. I eat them throughout the summer when I have a sore throat. One of those food products here in the UK that we don't have, I've never seen in the US, and I absolutely love it. The next thing on my list is the grass. Literally the grass that is on the ground above the dirt. So America has a lot of different types of grass. In Florida, our grass is very, very different to the grass in England. So the grass I'm used to is very scratchy, very, very big blades of grass. You're not necessarily gonna enjoy just laying down in it. Whereas grass, particularly here in Southeast England, is very soft. It's very short. You can lay in it and it's kind of like a soft pillow. It can get slightly scratchy like all grass can, but not, it's mostly soft. It's mostly soft and nice on your skin. You can sit down for a picnic right in the grass and yeah, what can I say? I think that the grass here is far superior to the grass in Florida. The next thing on my list has to do with museums. So I'm particularly talking about, I'm very familiar with London as well as Edinburgh, and I know that there are museums like this in other UK cities, but what I want to talk about is free museums. Being able to go into London and go to the British Museum, the V&A, the Natural History Museum, the Museum of London, keep naming them, they're free. This is insane to an American because the vast majorities of museums in the US and in big US cities, you have to pay for. Now, Washington, D.C. does have more free museums than I think most anywhere else in the US, but being able to travel around a lot of parts of the UK and knowing that a lot of museums are likely to be free is seriously incredible. You are walking among like ancient treasures, just insane things that you're looking at, and you didn't have to pay a dime to get in. Obviously, well, you wouldn't pay a dime anyway because you're in the wrong country for that, but you didn't have to pay a 10p to get in. They do request donations, and so in some ways, while they are free, it is great if you have the ability to donate, but if you do not, if you are not able to donate, you can still enter for free. And I think that is a really, really, really amazing thing about the UK. The next thing on my list has to do with hash browns. So, I'm a potato loving person, I have to say. I love that hash browns here are in a patty shape. So we do have patty hash browns in the US, but it's usually something that you're gonna get like at McDonald's. I do love a McDonald's hash brown. But if you're going for an American breakfast, it's common that you're going to get a shredded hash brown like these, or something like what we would call a home fry, so chunky potatoes. Here in the UK, typically if you're getting a hash brown, it's gonna look something like this, and it is basically a potato patty. Like I said, I like all kinds of potatoes, but I'm particularly fond of the UK's style of hash brown. I am ready to revolt anytime I sit down to a breakfast that doesn't necessarily include it. I love that a hash brown is typically an important part of an English breakfast at least, and if it's on the menu, I will definitely order one. I like being able to like cut into it with my fork, and it's a different experience to a shredded hash brown. So I know you're watching this video hoping for some really hard-hitting things I love, but really, I love a UK hash brown and I want the world to know. And the final thing on my list is I love the fact that it's green everywhere in the UK. This is something that we do get based on how much it rains here, so there is a little bit of a negative there, but the positive is you look around and you're almost never seeing anything that is dead or dying. Possibly in the summer, things will go like very slightly brown, but it comes back really fast. We were traveling in the west coast of the US last year, and we're really surprised by how much was brown. We would go hiking, and you know, even when you weren't in the actual desert that you felt should be brown, a lot of the areas, particularly in Southern California, were brown. And it really struck us how green England is in comparison. Actually, all of the UK countries are very green, and that's something that I've come to love and appreciate because you're always walking around with these beautiful green kind of picturesque postcard views no matter the time of year, and I really enjoy that. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this video. Comment below, let me know what you love about the UK. I hope you've enjoyed an American's perspective on more things that I love about the UK. If you haven't seen my other video, definitely make sure to check that one out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.